Yo, back in 2015, I started studying. Back in 2015. Prince L, more simple alike, formerly known as Jonathan Moore. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation by night and by day through His holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Administrative functions. To be read at the beginning of that Moorish American prayer is supposed to be recited at the beginning of every meeting. Not everybody doing that. I haven't even been doing that. I'm not here to point no fingers at anybody. I'm not even here to criticize my critics. I'm here to say thank you. Thank you for helping to make me a little bit more famous. Thank you for helping to inform the community and make them aware that there are other processes available to them that don't just revolve around you having to be a follower to someone who's just saying only do this and only do that. And that you only do this, and if you only do that, then you ain't got to worry about nothing else. Well, to be quite honest with you, you know, a lot of things have changed from 1926 to 1928, you know, since the creation of the Moorish Science Temple of America. A lot of things have changed. A lot of different things have been implemented. A lot of colorable laws have been created, right? But let's discuss colorable. Let's discuss law. Let's start with number one, the fact that we are to become constitutionally and civically organized body politic. All right. Now, I don't know too many people who operate outside of whatever state territory it is that they're in, right? Meaning you don't identify with being a member of the state that you perform or engage in commerce in, right? I don't know too many of y'all, but all I know is that I'm in the bottom. I'm at the bottom of the map, which is technically the top of the map if you study in geography in the Mappy Mundi. You know what I'm saying? And just recognizing that those who seek to dominate your perspective also dominate the map, and so they have you upside down instead of being right side up. So let's go. You know, let's keep it basic. Let's keep it simple, right? Number one, civically involved means being locally, state, federally, and internationally involved. That is the true definition to being active as a Moor. You are engaged on all levels of constitutional civic activity. You are engaged or studying. And as an individual who is studying, it's your job to share as much information with other people as possible, because Moorish science is not something that you pay for. It's free. However, it does cost you your time. It costs you your energy. And you know what? In some instances, it may even cost you your reputation. It just may. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people talk sideways about you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's Ramadan right now, so I'm not going to engage in the actions or in the activity of backbiting or calling out other individuals for their actions. If you pay attention, if you truly are an individual that believes in love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice to the core, you'll call a spade when you see somebody is not engaging in their social duties properly. You'll make that decision. I don't need to point any fingers to anybody. I don't need to contradict anybody. I don't even need to disagree with anybody, because in all honesty, the people who would seek to contradict me or who would disagree with me, I agree with you. I agree with you from the perspective that I initially started out with, which was an ecclesiastical agreement. All right, which was a decision and an action made between me and my creator. And so I sought to substantiate the actions between a private contract between me and Allah. My private contract between me and Allah, right? And I decided to make that a public thing. I made it a public thing. And so I put it out there so that way other individuals who are trying to grasp it come to their own conclusion, being leaders and not followers. Because hey, let's just be honest, there's a lot of dirty Moors out here who not helping people the way that they say that they are. There's a lot of confused individuals who think that only talking about the prophet is doing enough. There's a lot of other confused individuals out here who don't study law. They only study metaphysics. They only talk history, but they're not talking law. They're not talking commerce. Not showing you how to come up. They showing you how to stay a customer. Some of them only want to entertain you, and they're not even great entertainers. I'm a poor entertainer. I'm a very, very bad entertainer. So the only thing I could do is just inform you to some of the actions and some of the things that we're supposed to be involved in, like our social duties. Social duties means that we seek and find ways to relieve the suffering of others. And in relieving the suffering of others, we also relieve the suffering of ourselves. That's what we're supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to be debating amongst each other. It's okay for the family to have, internal discrepancies, but these discrepancies are supposed to be made and addressed in the format and on the principles of love, of truth, of freedom, of peace, of justice. And maybe I'm not saying it in the right order for some of y'all, but does it matter? See, it matters to people who want to engage in dogma. It matters to people who want to only keep us conditioned or acting in a frame that is no longer the most efficient. So, name correction, name change. I got there was two individuals who decided to make, give me a little fame and a little credit, about my video posting. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate the very warped, twisted sense of respect and acknowledgement, that this community seems to have, and in making it to where it's not something you just don a fez or you start wrapping your head and just don't expect to just jump out here and not get shot at. So shots have been fired, and that's fine. I'm out here. I'm in Miami, and I got my tank on. That's cool. I got my tank on. You can talk about my frailty. You can talk about how thin I am. You can talk about whatever else it is that you want to say. Insult me as much as you like. You're using my image and my logos and my copywritten information without my written express consent, and you're calling it fair use, and you think and you're using certain principles or certain actions of law to protect your actions yourself. You're not acting on the level. Act 3, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all citizens of Moorish American. No citizen is to put in danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because Allah is love. So when someone calls my work and my efforts to assist other people, which I'm providing information for free on YouTube, this channel that you're watching right now, when I put that information out there and I say that my services are available by donation, understand I've already done a service by providing you information that you may or may not agree with. It is your decision. You are to be advised in your actions. I'm not telling anybody go out here and do this. I'm just sharing what I did. Now, for those who feel that I did something wrong, understand I got paperwork. I got affidavits. I got my nationality proclaimed in the territory of Florida. I got my divine constitution. I've demonstrated how to make your own identification. You know what I'm saying? I've demonstrated these things. My actions are not without validity. My actions are not without cause. I've engaged, I've tried a number of different things. I've done a lot in my community, and I've provided this information, the same information, to people for the free, on the strength that we needed more individuals out here who were just putting themselves out there, trying and succeeding and learning lessons from the system to bring back and give to the people that they know need this knowledge. Right? So I got that, I got my House Joint Resolution. I got my House Joint Resolution number 75. I understand these things. All right? I understand these things. I did an ecclesiastical process. So what though? I still wanted to make sure, I wanted to substantiate my process because I interpreted something that I read on RV Bay that said the court order process is not a necessity, but it is considered a formality in their court systems. All right, which yes, they are colorable. Let's understand that. But they're colorable, and they're doing and making and acting on decisions that you, the individual, the filer, makes. Nobody else. Nobody told me. The court didn't tell me change your name. The court didn't tell me correct your name. The court didn't tell me correct your status. The court didn't tell me anything. If anything, I directed the court to do an action, to perform an action, because that's what they're there to do, to serve and protect. So I didn't need any protection in this instance, in the actions that I committed. I needed service. They provided me a service. A servant is worthy of his hire. So if that system serves me, and that system requires a certain form of payment, then in this life you have what's called equivalent exchange. This is the nature of currency. In order to give, or in order to receive, you have to give something. I wanted to receive their documentation for my purposes, not for their purposes, for my purposes. So I don't need nobody to justify my actions. I got mine. I got mine. I know why I did it. People criticize me for becoming a notary in the state of Florida. I never said that Florida was the supreme law of the land. I'm just in a state that accepted or ratified the Constitution of the federal government at a time that was not in accordance with or harmonious with the rest of the nation. And so in the state of Florida, where I perform and engage in commerce at, where I also domicile at, I had to make sure that they were informed and that they were properly notified of my correction, of my beliefs, of my tenets. And I'm waving because there's mosquitoes. Mosquitoes always trying to get in your ear. You know what I'm saying? They do this thing called biting. And they suck your life's blood out of you. They suck your life's blood out of you. Yup. Yeah, I did an authentication process as well. Go ahead, talk about that. Talk about it. So, let's talk about that real quick. I did an authentication process of the birth certificate. I did a proclamation of my nationality. You want to see that? Because I know some people is like, oh, let me see, yo, I don't know about this more. Yo, he got on a black fez and yada yada yada. I got some of y'all most studious. Y'all follow these individuals like if they jumped off a cliff, you would be following right behind them. You have no desire to do for you. You have every intention on staying fashionable and trendy, and that's fine. But this is not the Moorish costume ball that you think that it is, okay? This is outing the truth. Because somebody wants to out me on my process. So thank you. Once again, thank you for exposing me to your audience. Thank you for sharing my knowledge. Thank you for sharing my information, which I suggested to your viewers to review at their own discretion. I didn't say go out and do this. You know? In the meantime, your viewers, I hope your viewers are realizing that you yourself are conditioning them to just be followers. You know? And I mean, hey, you know, if you got somebody who's doing it right, by all means follow. But if you don't, go where there is no path and leave one for others to pattern after you. You know? Oh, what's this? What's this right here? Oh, what that right there? This paperwork? That paperwork? Whatever, y'all. I mean, that's not what y'all care about. That's not what. This isn't what you care about. This is not what you care about. Y'all don't care about none of this information. Y'all don't care about any of this information. Y'all don't care about this. It's not what y'all care about. Y'all talking all of this other trash, man. You know, I'm out here. I'm putting in this work. I'm applying. I'm demonstrating. And I'm making myself vulnerable for everybody else to make their criticisms at. Oh well. Who much is given, much is required. I take tests, baby. I take tests. I'm a scientist. What you talking about? I perform experiments all day long. Some of y'all are too afraid to perform these same experiments. That's the reason why you follow some of these other individuals who only tell you just do this and don't deal with that, because that's the facto. And that's colorable. But yeah, but you know what? We at war. And y'all acting like y'all not at war. Y'all act like y'all not at war. And that's cool. I don't have the mentality or the mindset of a loser either. You know what I'm saying? I have the mentality. I have the maniacal mentality that's very much similar to those that you would consider your oppressor. This paperwork? Yeah, I got that. This paperwork? Yeah, I got that. I got all of that. I got that. Out here. Once again, I'm not angry with nobody. For those who think that this is emotional, I'm having an emotional response. Nah, I'm just asking that some of y'all just really won't hear me out unless there seems to be some type of emotion involved anyway, you know? A lot more of y'all are way more emotional and sensitive than you claim to be. Y'all get in y'all feelings. Y'all get so high and full of yourselves that as soon as somebody comes along and contradicts or says something opposing to what you say, you get offended. You get real offended. You know, like I put on my fez because I thought I was, you know, reclaiming and reestablishing that I was a part of something that was greater than the de facto. Y'all gonna keep talking about how, oh, the de facto this and de facto that. You don't know. Yo, like I've learned way more than some of y'all have ever had. I've forgotten more information than some of y'all will ever learn. Even some of y'all teachers, I've learned more information than they have. And forgotten it. To make room and space for other information. That's all I'm saying. Active, industrious, active and industrious. And some of y'all need to do some fact checking, you know, because y'all just blind followers. So y'all need to do some fact checking. You want to talk about me not talking about the prophet or anything else like that? I dare you. In fact, I challenge you to go check out some of my older videos. Go ahead, check it out on this channel. I dare you. I double dog dare you. Yeah, look at that. Look at this. Yeah, it's authenticated. Got numbers up there and all of that. Authenticated. Play no games. Why play games with them? Why play games? Why? You at war, but you're not going to use every tool and every weapon in your arsenal to fight back. Come on, yo. Like, what is that? Who tells you to do that? Who tells you don't use every option that's available to you? Who tells you not to do that? Who tells you that? Who tells you not to investigate for yourself and come to your own sense of comprehension and understanding? Who tells you that? Who tells you that? Who tells you that? Who tells you these things? Talk about I'm confused. No. You're confused. Got paperwork, yo. Like demonstrations after demonstration. And all other people can do is just bitch, gripe, and complain about a difference in the process. Well, in the words of Kanye West, you ain't got the answers, Sway. You ain't got all the answers, Sway. You don't. You don't know what you talk. You don't know everything that y'all talking about. And y'all, if y'all were truly about your prophet's business, you would be trying to find remedies to all the implemented oppressive actions that were created after the prophet died. Peace be upon him. Some of y'all talk trash about the speculative Muslim, you know, the religious Muslim. Yo, like the Prophet said, teach the Muhammadan faith. Teach the people to turn to love instead of the hatred. But instead of y'all turning to love, instead of people like getting it, like since you want to pick up an electronic device, why don't you? Why didn't you use that same device that you recorded your video on to send me an email? moorstemploliht@gmail.com is how you can reach me, and you can rewind the video and play that as many times as you like until you jot it all down and get in contact with me. Because if you want to have a man-to-man conversation or a noble-to-noble conversation, or just simply just have a conversation where we disagree or choose to agree to disagree, then by all means, we could do that all day. But you can't be violating your own administrative function. You can't. And a lot of y'all who support these individuals who violate their own administrative functions, because as it was just explained to me today, this book only pertains and applies to members of the MST of A. So if you're a Grand Sheik, if you're a Grand Sheikess, if you're a chairman, if you're a co-chairman, if you're a sultan, or anybody else of any of those positions, this book applies to you. But for those of us who are not members of the MST of A, who don't hold a position, who are active, proactive Moors outside of the temple, because we also understand that the real work is not inside the temple. The real work is inside the temple, where the templates are. That's where the real work is. So for all y'all who want to criticize and just and point fingers and cast stones, I advise you to just take a look at your own glass house. Take a look at your own glass house. Just a reminder. What is it that you started this for? What did you jump? Why did you put this fez on? I'm doing this because I want to uplift fallen humanity. And it's not even about uplifting fallen humanity. I just want to see more brothers and sisters out here doing it and getting it in a way that is similar to a fashion that I'm getting it. On their own. Acknowledging and accepting their own truth. And not blindly following leaders, presumed air quote leaders, Grand Sheiks. Your position as a Grand Sheik is authorized by the people. Your position as a Sultan is authorized by the people. Your position as a Mufti is authorized by the people. Your position as a Sunday school teacher, as a Master at Arms, as an honorable Moor inside your temple. Your social duties are to the people that are next to you. O son of humanity, remember, it is the people who put you in that position, who placed the scepter of power into your hand. You must govern yourself accordingly. And it's all good if you want to call out people on their actions. But just remember that when you point the finger, you got 1, 2, 3 fingers pointing back at you. 2 fingers out, 3 pointing in. 2 out, and the thumb technically ain't a finger, it's a digit. So you got 1 finger pointing out and 1 appendage or 1 digit pointing out, but you got 3 fingers pointing right back at you. So remember, there's a lot more new Moors waking up. A lot of Moors waking up, asking for remedy, applying the process of the ecclesiastical divine partitioned, propagated and promoted forms of processes. However, it does not work for everybody in that regard. Some people's situations are unique, and they're going to have to do a little bit more in order to get their documentation, their proclamations, their declarations acknowledged by the de facto and making it de jure. So, and I'm going to end it on this because, once again, I never said Florida was the supreme law of the land, right? But I took on the responsibility and I took on the risk, even at the risk of the scrutiny of the public and of the people that I choose to help. I chose to become a notary because in my state, if I wanted to make sure that Moors were getting their paperwork recognized, authenticated, it would help them to have someone who was willing to sacrifice their own so that way others could cross the bridge. So when you think about the soldier that you stepped on to jump over the barbed wire, when you think about the soldier whose body parts, whose testicles, whose breasts, whose ovaries, whose whatever is spread out all over the field, before you got to that battlefield, just remember, they did it for you. It was a sacrifice. Are you prepared to sacrifice? Or are you prepared to just sit comfortable? You just want equal footing on the plantation. You just want to sit haughty, thinking that you self-righteous. Humility. Humility before humiliation. Pride comes before the fall. I've kept my mouth very quiet for a long time, but once again, thank you to the individuals who are going to start talking trash about me. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a hater. Thank you for identifying yourself to the people that look at you as some form of leader. You're showing them just how to act like a hater. Thank you for showing them exactly how to act like a hater. Thank you for showing them how to be prejudiced and ignorant to information instead of being open to listening and then make at the conclusion making the decision in. I made a 10-minute video, and this time I'm making close to a 30-minute video just because I don't want to rush and just because I want to make sure that some of y'all actually hear me, because y'all not going to play my little 10-minute video and then only get to minute 4.5 and bang on me for 45 minutes on points that you haven't even gotten to because you failed to play the video in its entirety. So before anybody ever dares to go ahead and scrutinize me, make sure you watch the whole video first, please. That's my only request. At least grant me that much, right? Watch the whole video before you start criticizing, because for what I witnessed, it looked like somebody got some information, right? Looks like somebody got some information on just the same day, like within an hour, and instead of them watching the whole thing, they just played it in segments. But I mean, hey, that's fair use, right? That's fair use. You too smart to be that stupid. I'm just saying, you just way too smart to be that stupid, and you're way too smart to be and way too intelligent. Because let me not use smart. Let's use the proper word. You're way too intelligent to be this ignorant. You are. You and your whole crew. And I have to point out your crew because somebody's bigging you up when they shouldn't be. But I respect you still. Respect you enough not to mention your name. What am I going to do? What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to say your name? You want me to say your name? This ain't no Chris Brown video, Holmes. This ain't no Chris Brown video. Karuchi. This ain't that, yo. It's not. And I'm gonna stop before I really start to expose people to my personality, because this is my Allah God-given right. I have the right to personality. I have the right to say whatever it is that I feel. Good, bad, or indifferent. The same way that y'all have the right to say whatever it is y'all want to say. That's cool. Just don't think that I'm not going to bang back. I'm going to bang back. You know how I'm going to bang back? I'm going to keep doing this work. I'ma keep doing this work. I'ma keep making y'all mad. I'ma keep making y'all mad that other Moors is waking up to y'all BS. That other Moors is starting to challenge some of the words that's coming out of the GS position. Some of the BS is coming out of the Sultan position. Some of the BS that comes out of the Mufti position. You know? Because this is a Rotarian system. So in order for it to be truly Rotarian, that means that it's a circle, that it's made up of the community. That means that the community that is engaged in a Rotarian system of government, you must also be competent to step into the position of those idiots who cannot perform their duties to the proper position, right? What's this part of the Constitution say? The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of Moorish America are empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the grand body of Moorish America. The assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and it is known before the citizens of Moorish America. Now, I don't know what y'all consider love anymore, but it's obvious that we have a failure to communicate. And that we are not using the same dictionaries, you know. So, you know, without canonizing and without creating a Constantinople, a version of Constantinian ideologies and canonizations of Christianity, which reduce such magnificent ideals and principles of morality into grains of sand. Let's do something different. Or just leave me be. Leave me to my devices. But don't be slanderous. Don't defame my character for the sake of yourself. All right? Don't do that. That just looks very poor on you. You gotta crap on my name. You gotta crap on what it is that I'm doing in order to make yourself look bigger. That's the only part that I'm upset about. If you feel that there's been any emotion involved in this, is because it just doesn't make any sense that I'm out here working. I'm out here engaging in my social duties, and instead of you communicating, reaching out to me and saying, brother, yo, I disagree with some of your points. You know, y'all just really just want people to just be members of y'all groups and just co-sign to y'all nonsense, you know, and it's nonsensical to do that, you know. It just really is. It just really is. You know? Allah made me, not you fools. What? Poor fool. Streets don't love you like I do. Close your mouth and eat. You make your money, then you make your own rules. I'm out. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. That's what it's all about. Remember, engage in your social duties. Criticize others where you want. But remember, if you see somebody else putting in the work, reach out. Communicate. Engage in your social duties. Ask them, why is it that you hold this perspective? Question. Inquire. Civilly. And as the Prophet said, ask in an intelligible tone. And you'll find the answers that you're looking for. By night and by day. Happy Ramadan. Ramadan Kareem. Don't engage in backbiting. Engage in some charity. Do something worthwhile for somebody else. And if you're in a position to do something, if you're in a position to assist somebody, instead of you being a critic, why don't you raise them up? Why don't you nationalize them? Why don't you show them the right way? But if not, you want to just keep talking, just be sure to just talk to the blank mirror, the blank screen. Don't use my image anymore, please. You know, if you want to use my image, at least have some common courtesy. Reach out to me. Ask me. I don't have a problem telling you yes or no. You can reach out to me and find out. I have no problem. That's what it's all about. Creating community, creating a nation, building a nation. And we know that nobody wins when the family feuds. Don't nobody win when the family feuds. So for me and mine, in my process, also, y'all, I hope some of y'all understand that some of y'all other, figures in the community, I studied with a couple of them. And, I mean, hey, they're awfully silent about this matter too, aren't they? So, if I'm the only person out here speaking about it, I guess that means I'm not blindly following. I'm leading myself. Whether I'm leading myself to my own destruction, or my own construction, that's for me. I got to give my own account. But I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it the way that is my rightful, civic, God-given, unalienable right to engage in. And so I'm going to do that. Because I, self-law and master Islam. I hope you remember what you're doing. Poor fool. Street don't love you like I do, like I do.